it going, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Please, you're too kind. Thank you. I'm just trying to get through the day. You know, I'm not. Oh. You're too kind. I can't with you people. I can't. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tyrone Shivers, and we are back with another episode of the Snooze Button Specials, the interview series where I sit down with the artists and creatives around Atlanta that you are sleeping on. And on this episode, I have a special guest, just like all my guests are special. But this one is special because I feel like we've been tracking each other down for like the past 2 months. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Miss 17. Oh my gosh. Please, people, you're too kind. They get like
goodness.
this.
Oh my gosh.
They get like this.
I don't know how to handle all of this.
I know.
Wow.
They can be a bit much.
Thank you,
can
guys.
be a much. Yeah. 17. Here we are. Live from the Lang Carter Recreational Center.
Yeah. Lang Carson.
Yeah, we're going to pretend like we just didn't try to get that like 2 seconds before recording this. But yes, we are here live in studio. I have to say, like, I literally didn't even know like a place like this existed. So for the people just listening, if I can set the scene for you here, we are in what would just seem like it is a normal studio space. It is, we've got the giant mixing boards here. We got some fancy computer monitors, keyboards, screens. Like it's a real deal. But if we were to like zoom out of like where we are, it is a very I guess most studios are unassuming, but this one in a sense is unassuming because we just look like we're at some park, some city library type building, but this is actually like a community center.
Yep.
This shit is blowing my mind because this is like the type of things people are always like, we need to reinvest in the arts and the community. And it's like, this place literally exists.
Yeah.
So this is kind of wild to me.
It's so ducked off. Like, it's like a speakeasy.
Yeah. Do they throw events here? Outside of just like the typical like community stuff? Do you know?
I know they do summer camps, so I'm sure possibly. I'm not,
We might have to.
We gotta ask.
I'm about to say we gotta ask. We gotta, our fellow artists. We gotta reinvest in our communities because I feel like there are plenty of people I know who could be taking advantage of this and literally don't even know that this exists.
Right.
So, anyways, 17. I finally got you here. Like I said, this has been a long time coming, but I'm glad that we finally managed to make this happen. Now, my introduction to you, I think we first met at Our Bar?
Yep, it was at Our Bar.
It was at Our Bar. And look, I'm not ashamed to admit this today in the future.
Yeah, what's up?
But our first interaction was me shooting my shot. and I want this to be a moment of like learning for other young men and whoever who may be listening to this, in that there's more to a relationship than something romantic. There's more to like things can go in other places. And so I'm glad I didn't let that ego take me as to be like, oh well, shit, I don't need to interview her because
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty cool. Like a lot of people pass, the physical attraction, or I really be doing some cool stuff.
Yeah,
so I'm like, probably a better friend than a lover.
And I'm glad I got to tap in with you so I could see you like just as an artist.
Yes.
And within that, one of the things that I think right now, obviously just from outside of like your sound, your music, but you as a person, I think has really interested me because I don't know if it's still going on, but you were going on like an inner city tour, basically, where you were just hitting every venue, every event that you could perform at. And I just liked how you framed that because, every artist, they dream of like going on, these grand, I want to go on these world tours. I want to, but they never stop to just like they're always thinking globally, but they never stop to think locally.
Right, right.
And so I really appreciated in you seeing that and like taking pride and being like, yo, like I'm booked at all of the places people be at.
Right.
You should come see me.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I guess in speaking to that, like, was that intentional or was that something that kind of just fell into place and you were like, let's just make a thing out of it?
Oh, so I actually do a lot of shows like that in general.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like this time I actually put it on paper and like showed people like, okay, these are back-to-back shows. Like, and cause I'll post a lot on my story, but I don't post a lot on my page. I'm kind of like, catch my story if you want to see me. But I feel like you miss out on a lot of opportunities doing that, and you miss out on your community being able to see you in a different environment. So I was like, you know what? I hit my homeboy up. I was like, could you make me like a flyer with all my dates on there? And he was like, yeah, I got you. Cause I'm like, it's about 12, 13 shows.
Yeah, that's a whole run.
Right? And then in different cities. So I'm like, let's just do it. Let's just run it. Well, also, you mentioned people wanting to do things globally. You have to move locally. Like, local, that's where it's at. You start small and you build your way up. Like, you don't want to go straight up. You want to move side to side. You want to build with the people around you, and they'll help you get to the next level.
Exactly. And I feel like that makes it all the more worth it when you finally do get to the top and you can look to your left and right and see all your people with you rather than, the alone at the top thing.
Yeah.
But okay, so obviously, I'm here hearing insider information in the studio. And you are working towards like a project or projects coming up, or what is the plan? Like what are you doing right now?
So I do have a project in the works. I'm not going to speak too much on it cuz I'm still in the process. But what I will say, this is a different it's a different story. It's a different message. I feel like in the past I've had a hard time being vulnerable. I've had a hard time expressing myself cuz nobody wants to be judged. And even when people say they can relate, they probably could relate. It probably is their story, but they'll still judge. And I'm like, I might be feeling vulnerable today, and tomorrow I may be like, dang, why did I say that? But I'm working through that. I'm working through, not being as open. I've heard that I'm pretty mysterious and I'm hard to read. And I'm like, really? I'm I don't see it, but now I understand. So with this project, I want to lay it all on the table. I want to tell my truth. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does telling your truth, what does that mean to you in today?
Telling my truth is putting everything that I've been through out there, sharing like my most vulnerable moments, whether it be with my family, with my friends, in my relationship, at work, just different experiences, the everyday experience. I'm a soul artist, and our favorites, the legends, they hate the term neo soul, because neo means new, but there's nothing new about soul music. It's always been around. But when I'm listening to neo soul music and the songs and the message, I'm like, this is what they're saying is everyday stuff. Like, this is what people were going through, and it's like, it made it so relatable. The reason why I felt so connected was because it was so relatable. Even though I was probably 4 singing the songs and stuff, as I got older, this message still hits. Yeah. So that's what I want to do with this project. I want to just talk about what's going on. It's not enough people talking about what's going on today. Like, I want this album to sound like a Boondocks, a season of Boondocks episode.
Yeah. No, that's a great description. You should put that like in the little album description.
Yeah.
A Boondocks episode. Okay. Well, I'm excited to see that and to see the process play out. But speaking of that, or just like seeing your processes play out, I want to talk to you about just another thing about you that stands out to me are your visuals. You put a lot of care and effort into like making them look nice.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to say, like, one, where does your inspiration come from? Just like, you know, my visuals have to have a certain look. Well, yeah, let's just start there. Like, where does your inspiration come with your visuals?
Ooh, the late 90s, early 2000s, like that aesthetic. I love it. And I try to recreate that. When I hear a song, I'm like, dang, how would I have done this? Like, if I was in a video, how would I have made this video? But you know, that's a bigger budget. So it's like, if this video could be a picture, how would I make that? You know, where it's like a picture is worth 1,000 words, or, you know, where you're looking at this picture and it says so much like a video, you know, or it shows a lot like a video. Can you ask the question again?
Where do you get your inspiration from for your visuals?
Yeah. So, yeah, I watch a lot of early 2000s music videos, late 90s. I'm always watching stuff though. Like, I just love to look at different things and just be inspired by different eras. Sometimes I'll just mix it.
And when you catch those feelings, like, what do? Like, are you the type, like, I gotta write my ideas down, or do you have like a friend that you call and just like talk their ear off? Like, what do you do when it hits you?
I write it down. I'll write it, and then I'll go hit whoever can help me make it happen. And I'm like, okay, we need to do this day. We need this. And yeah, you know.
I've just recently started understanding the power of like manifestation and all of that stuff, and like writing things down.
Oh yeah.
Gotten better. Got a whiteboard in my room now.
Nice.
You know?
Okay.
That boy trying to be a responsible adult, you know? So no, I definitely understand that though, in, you know, just writing it down. And on average, what's the average like time between like I have an idea and like we're doing it?
Ooh. To be honest, sometimes you gotta catch me on the right
day. hey, if there's anybody who knows.
Cause I'll have buku ideas, but sometimes I don't have the energy for it. Sometimes I don't have the money for it. Sometimes I don't have everything that I want, and I hate having to work with what I got. You know, sometimes that becomes tiresome. Because it's like you have this vision in your mind, but because you don't have all of the materials, to y'all it may look, oh my God, this is amazing. To me, I'm like, damn, this is kind of mediocre. I'm pretty hard on myself. I'm my biggest critic. So yeah.
Is there anybody else's, like, are there other people around you whose opinion that you may take and be like, okay, well, if they say it's not that bad? Sorry, guys.
Sorry. It's me.
No, that's real. Okay, well, so I've talked a little bit about, you know, why you now in the present. It's interesting to me, but like everyone here, I want to get a little bit of understanding of how you became this person who I am sitting in front of today. And I feel like the best way to do that is to go backwards. Okay. So, starting all the way from the very beginning, 17, where are you from? And I'm just going to take a guess based on this accent that's been poking in and out, hearing these headphones, somewhere in the New Orleans, Louisiana area. Yes. Okay, where are you from?
So I'm from New Orleans. I'm uptown. Holly Grove, 17 what?
The lore.
Yeah. I moved to Atlanta.
Well, hold on. How long were you in New Orleans for?
I moved when I was 8. So I was in New Orleans for 8 years.
Were you one? I'm not going to say one of, but did you move during the Katrina?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's how I moved. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you still have some memories of obviously being in New Orleans. So in that New Orleans time, who was all in the house? Who were you growing up with?
I grew up with my grandma, her husband. But like sometimes I'll go back and forth between my mom's house and my grandma's house. But I spent a lot of time with my grandma.
Okay. And then when you moved to Atlanta, it was still with grandma? Or still back and forth?
It was back and forth.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Got you. No brothers, sisters?
So I have, so on my mama's side, I have 2 brothers and a sister. Actually, on my dad's side, I have 2 brothers and a sister. So yeah, it's. And
where do you fall in all of that?
So on my mama's side, I'm the oldest, and then on my dad's side, I'm the second oldest.
Okay, and would you say you've spent like ample time with both of them, or more time with mom's or dad's side? Like, which one did you like grow up with?
So, crazy enough, I grew up an only child.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I would see my siblings, but they were with my mom. I was with my grandma. My mom had me young.
Okay.
She had me at 19.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandma, she stepped in.
Okay.
And helped. So I had fun with my mom, but like I felt like my grandma was more structured.
Understandable.
Like, so I once my mom had my siblings, I wasn't in the house. So I was raised an only child.
That's interesting because I'm an only child, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm an only child, so I understand the thing of like always wanting brothers and sisters, but like you technically had it. So yeah. Like, how did you like? I don't know. I think a big thing for me as an only child, I say it manifests today. I can be emotionally selfish.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
So, because I was just talking to my grandma about it. I feel like growing up an only child, and having siblings, it really affected my friendships with people because sometimes I do move selfishly and I don't mean to, but it's just like I never really had to share, or I was kind of independent, I would do things by myself. My grandma raised me to be independent. She raised me to think. So when people can't get the job done, or when people aren't thinking how I'm thinking, it's just like I detach and I just get it done.
Yeah. I have the same thing where it's just like, I'll only ask so many times if I even ask.
Exactly. And when I do ask and you don't come through, I will probably never ask you again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it's affecting my friendships and my romantic relationships. Because
interesting. I have some. I want to hear what you have to say about how, and I have some.
Yeah, I would love to hear. You want to go first?
Okay, so I was gonna say that for me, I've grown out of this part of this, and learning yourself and whatever. But I used to realize that in relationships, because I was an only child, in the household, you are the sole thing. If I'm crying, okay, everybody in the house is like, what do we need to do to fix this? Mm-hmm. If any need or anything I have, I'm the only one. So in relationships, I've realized that it would be sometimes difficult for me to like not be your top priority. because I'm like, what do you mean you have something else to do? What do you mean you gotta like there have been plenty of times I had to catch myself where I'll ask somebody like, hey, you want to go da 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 da, and they'll be like, oh, like sorry, like my cousin's in town or da da da, and I'll be like, so your cousin doesn't want to come hang out with me either, or like what's?
Oh, you different. I'm not judging.
Hey, I've grown from this, but it was definitely something I realized. I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely an only child thing.
Yeah, I never really considered myself an only child until I was reflecting just over like my life, and I'm like, why do I move like this? And I have siblings. I'm like, well, my mom, and this is, I just don't think she knew better, but my mom didn't raise me and my siblings to get along. Like, so we, it's, I don't know. Like, and as I'm talking, I'm thinking. So that's why I have a stutter, because I'm like, I still gotta like figure out some stuff. But we're so different. Like, I feel like I'm more independent than my siblings.
Yeah, at what point did you guys start to like develop a relationship? If that's applicable.
Right. Me and my sister, we started in like 2020.
Okay, and this is sister on
My mom's side.
Okay.
My younger brothers on my mom's side, I don't really talk to them like that. And then on my dad's side, I just started talking to my brothers more frequently last May. Yeah, because our grandfather passed away. So we all went down to New Orleans for the funeral, and then we was like, okay, y'all, our parents, they didn't, do a good job making sure we stayed connected. So now that we're adults, we need to do that. And I've been being very intentional with trying to like keep in contact and keep in touch with my siblings and other family members as well.
I'm glad you said that, because that's something me and my like cousins who are in my age group, I've had that discussion with them, and it's not that we were like estranged or anything like that, but to the whole thing of like, yeah, we're kind of the adults now. Like, we have to like plan the family get-togethers. And I told them, I was like, hey, like, I want to make an effort for us to like, I don't want to just call y'all on Thanksgiving and be like, hey, where we like, I don't want it to be a formality. Like, I want us to just, I don't know, be a family type thing.
Like, I want to actually be friends with y'all. Past, y'all just being my cousins. Because I have a first cousin. Oh, my God, I love her. I couldn't stand her when we were younger. But, just young children, just being young and stuff. So now that we're older, we're a whole lot closer. Like, I love her down. I'm calling her, and I make, I'm very intentional about that. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm going to call you. I'm gonna make sure we're staying in contact. So even when I go down to New Orleans, I'm visiting her. Making an effort.
Okay, so brothers, sisters, but essentially coming up only child. Now, what was anybody in the house? Where was the music? Where did your music bug come from? Was there anybody musical in the household?
Nope.
No.
Just me.
Okay.
So with my mom being a teen mom, and the older family members coming in to like help, I was listening to the music that they were listening to. So they were always playing like oldies but goodies, so Temptations, Al Green, Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, Tammy Terrell, just so many. And I remember like I thought what I was hearing were the right lyrics, but they were wrong. And I'm like, oh, I could create a whole nother song, just keeping the same melody, keeping that same, maybe switching up a couple of things. But if I have this melody and then I just change the words around, it's a different song. So I learned that at 4.
Okay. And so at 4, was it like, I want to make music like that, or was it just a thing you were doing?
I was just singing.
Okay.
Singing around the house, playing Apollo with my family. And they had to play. Anytime I was like, okay, we're playing Apollo, you had to stop what you was doing. And we're playing Apollo. Which, yeah, they'll pretend like the coffee table or the nightstand was the little lucky magic thing. I forgot what that was called.
Yeah, the little wood.
Yeah. And they'll be like, what's your name? I say my name. They'll be like, where do you reside? I'm like, I reside in New Orleans, Louisiana. And yeah, I'll just get to singing. And they'll be like, and what will you be singing, tonight? And I'll be like, who let the dogs out?
Beautiful.
And I would
beautiful tune.
Get to get going.
Ooh. Right. Okay. So in the household. So at what point do you like? What's the word I'm looking for? Like, do you actively start trying to like hone the skill? Like, do you join chorus in school? Do you do anything like that? Any extracurricular type stuff?
So when I moved to Decatur, when I had moved to Decatur, because I forgot I knew how to sing.
Interesting. How did you forget?
I stopped singing.
That'll do it.
I don't know why. I don't know why my mind wasn't there, but I just don't remember singing. Like, when we were staying in the hotels and stuff, like, we were in a hotel from August up until December of 2005. And then we moved to Decatur. And I remember I joined the school's talent show. And
yeah,
I was trying to come up with a dance routine. But, in New Orleans, we shake. We bounce and stuff. So they was like, ma'am, that is not appropriate. So my brother was like, why are you trying to dance when you know how to sing? And I was like, oh, yeah, I do know how to sing. And I tried to sing Love by Keisha Cole because that had just came out.
Classic.
They didn't have that. I went to a predominantly white school, so they didn't,
Where'd you go?
Damn, I don't want to say that. What? Fuck it, I say it. I went to Claremont Elementary.
Oh.
In Decatur.
I highly doubt anybody from Claremont Elementary might. Well, hey, you never know. They might hear it, but.
Hey, man. Shout out to Claremont Elementary.
Y'all didn't know Keisha Cole Love, so I feel like y'all need to be outed in that regard. So.
Shout out to Claremont.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I remember rehearsing for the talent show around the neighborhood, and I remember like, the kids and their parents being like, "Dang, girl, you could sing. You could sing." And yeah, that's how it started.
Okay. So then at what point does it become like, or at what point do you start making your own music?
Okay. So I've always wrote like poetry. And I would come up with the lyrics before I would hear the beat. And so my best friend was like, yeah, you got to stop doing that. Like, you have to. So in 2019, we got together and we worked on a song called Sugar, featuring Quayshawn. And then I was rapping on that. I'm no rapper, though. And then after that, I was like, okay, I like that. And then in 2020, I dropped my very first single called Frizzle, produced by Quayshawn. And it's about me being on shrooms and being crossfaded. I'm off that Patron and that Hennessy. Mm-hmm. Mind you, when I wrote this song, I had never did shrooms a day in my life.
Yeah. Gotta get in the industry somehow, right?
And so that time it was Quayshawn, my friend India. She goes by Genreless. That's her producer name, and Akeem Ali. And so we were all working on that song, trying to get it to sound like something. We sent that song back 8 times. So when I listen to it, I cringe. I'm like, damn, shit sound terrible. But it shows the growth. It shows the growth. Each song that I drop gets better than the last one.
So if I'm hearing what I'm hearing correctly, putting the timeline correct, because me and you are the same age, if I'm not mistaken.
How old are you?
32. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm 29.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh.
No. So, okay, but if I'm putting the timeline correctly then, so it was after high school, after everybody went to college and did all that you were like, okay, now I want to. So I have to ask, like, why the long wait?
That's a great question. I didn't have the confidence. I didn't like my voice. My voice didn't sound like how it sounds today. I have a vocal coach. Shout out to Avery. Here's a crazy ass story. So when I was in 4th grade, my family and I would go to Golden Corral off of 78. You know, shout out to the Golden Corral. Shout out to Princess and Beverly. But I remember one day I had so much confidence that day, and I was just singing. I don't even remember what I was singing, but I was giving the best what I got, you know. And there was this family that walked in while I was singing, and they went inside the door. I'm still singing, and one of the kids comes out and was like, excuse me. And I'm like, yes. And she was like, can you stop singing? You sound terrible.
Damn.
And I was like, bitch. Like, shorty really fucked me up for some years.
Yeah, I've literally never heard someone like get that sort of like just straight blunt like instant feedback like that. Yeah, no, that'll do something to you. Yeah. How old were you in this? Oh, you said 4th grade?
So I was like 9, 10.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, that's enough that'll
really fucked up my confidence. And back then, like, I didn't know how to control my vibrato. So I would have a rattle when I would try to do runs. So imagine me trying to sing Love, and I'm like, I found. Yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
And so when my mom mentioned it, because my mom, you know, she was very honest. And so she told me that. So that was something that I was trying to work on. So that with the person coming in telling me, like, can I please stop singing? I was like, yeah. And then some of my family members were like, you know, I see you trying to be a singer and but like, look at American Idol. Look at The Voice. It's millions of people that go out and audition and they don't make it. Get a real job. So all that music stuff, that was that was done for. So I wanted to be a psychologist at one point. I wanted to be a historian at one point, a lawyer. But I'm not passionate about any of those things. Like, I have a passion to learn about it, but I don't have a passion to do it.
Yeah.
And I always find myself coming back to music. Like, every time I try to, like, walk away from it or put it behind me, it's always in the forefront.
That's a beautiful thing hearing you say that, because that's honestly kind of like where I'm at right now in life. Like, journalism, interview, whatever, has always just been something I've done in some way, shape, or form. And I kind of got to a point in life where I was just like, I don't really know what to do. Like, I have an idea, but like, I don't really. But I've always looked back at all points in time when I didn't know what to do. I just started interviewing people.
Yeah.
I just started interviewing people, and then on the other end of it, maybe there was an opportunity or whatever, but like, I could just do this, and there was no thought. You know, it's fun. I was talking with Armando last, and we were talking about the idea of like, wanting to want something.
Yeah.
And, you know, I hear, you know, after what your family told you, you thought you wanted something because that's what the world said, like, hey,
get a real job.
Exactly. So you were like, okay, well, I guess I want that. But there was something inside of you. You didn't want it. Yeah. So, like, there were certain things like, oh, damn, like, I don't know, I got to sign up for this class, or I got to, and it's just like.
I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
I just, I wasn't happy. I didn't start finding my community until 2019. I didn't start doing music until 2019. So when it's your time, it's gonna come. Like, I'm a firm believer of that. I don't feel like you're put in certain rooms for just any old reason. Like, I feel like there's a reason why it may not make sense today, but 10 years from now, like, perfect example, my manager, Ash, right? He works in film. My parent, which is French for Godfather, that's what we say in New Orleans, is a writer. And he wrote on the show Greenleaf.
Okay.
Ash worked on the show Greenleaf as a prop master. Prop assistant. So my parent was like, you know, I'm going to be in Atlanta for the weekend. Would you like to go to the Greenleaf end of shooting party? And I was like, yes. So he was like, I need you to watch the episode so you can know who you're meeting and stuff. So when I found out that, you know, Oprah produced it, I was like, I'm going to meet Oprah. Oh, yeah. Y'all can't fuck with me. I met Oprah, the Oprah. Like, I felt like Josh from Drake and Josh. Yeah. Like, Oprah. Yeah. So, when I went, you know, I had an amazing time. But then, that was 2018. Fast forward to 2024, I meet Ash, and we're talking, and he's like, yeah, I worked on Greenleaf, and I was at the end of shooting party, and I was like, me too. So the fact that, like, we were in the same room, probably passed each other a few times, might have even spoken to each other. You know, it wasn't meant for us to meet right there. But we met, you know, years later. And I'm so grateful for that. And when I think about things like that, it helps me to keep going. It may not make sense today, but it will in the future.
Yes. I want to ask a little bit about that time, you know, 2019, 2020, year, you know, I don't remember all the people's name you said, but all the people you're working with, and, you know, you're making your first, or you're about to put out your first music. Who is empowering? Like, who is giving you those, like, little pieces of like, no, like, you can do it. And what were those first couple of, like, what was that feeling like the first couple of times you, like, put something out into the world?
I was so nervous at first. That was my first time hearing it wasn't my first time hearing my voice, because I've recorded before, but I just didn't like it, you know, and I knew what it was supposed to sound like, but I didn't know how to make it sound like that. But, you know, Quayshawn, he was pushing me, India was pushing me, Akeem was pushing me. So my friends, like, the people I was working with, were always pushing me, but they couldn't help me get there. Like, they can give advice, they can give suggestions, but you kind of just have to practice and listen to who you want to sound like. Listen to who inspires you. And that's what helped.
And then at what point do you feel like you were like, I'm here now, like, I'm doing this?
I'm still trying.
hey, that's real.
I feel like I'm here. But even while saying I'm here, 3 years from now, I might feel like, oh, I'm really here. You know, so it just, I don't know. It's a journey. It's a journey. It's not a destination. I'm still going. I'm still learning.
You got direction, and that's more important than a destination.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
And you know, I'm full of it. I'm full of them. Full of them. Okay. Okay. So now let's fast forward a little bit now until today. Who would you say now is like, outside of your managers, who would you say now is like your creative like circle, or who would you say are the people you go to creatively?
So my writing team, Wade Brown, Rika Universe.
Wait, does Wade have glasses?
Yes.
I literally just met this man maybe like 2 weeks ago at the Poetry on Peters thing.
He was there. Yeah. Wade is amazing.
Small world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Wade. But Wade Brown, Rika Universe, they helped me with Carmelo. And then Rika's helped me with searching Carmelo cul-de-sac. So I'll go to them. I work with them. I love working with them. The process is so fun. And I don't know, I always leave feeling inspired by them. I'm so inspired by them. TR3, Mondo.
Yes.
Coley Xavier.
All friends of the show.
Let me see, who else? Moody, Cassio. It's so many people. Like I'm inspired by most of the underground scene.
Yes, likewise.
Yeah.
Hence why I'm here.
You know.
Yeah. Okay, so looking ahead to the future, not, you know, obviously, you know, we can go forever with this, but excuse me. But what are some of the things that you hope to accomplish, just like personally? Because, you know, you said just like feeling like, you know, I'm here and things like that. But what are some things that you personally like want to get out of this musical journey that you're going on?
I want to be free. I hate when they be like, money doesn't buy happiness. Money buys freedom. And that shit make me happy. So I want to be free. Hopefully my music, not even hopefully, because it's going to happen.
Well, hold on. I want to, what does free mean to you?
Free means nothing's holding me back. Not a financial situation, not a person, not a country, not a crazy ass president. Nothing. I want to be free. I want to move freely. I want to be able to give, you know, just give and receive freely. I don't need to be the richest. I don't need to be the most famous person in the world. I just want to be free for myself and for my family. Like, that's all.
Okay. All right. Well, my final question for you, and this is a recurring question that I ask a lot of my guests here. If somebody is listening to this and they identify with any part of your story, whether that be from being from New Orleans, moving to Georgia during the Katrina times, whether that be dealing with confidence as an artist, or just finding yourself as an artist, any part of that, what are some words of advice that you would give to them?
Keep going. Keep learning. Be okay with being a student. Be okay with being a teacher. Leave your ego at the door. And yeah, because that ego, it can really interfere with some stuff. So just keep going. That's the best advice I can give. And I know it sounds like so cliche to say, but the most cliche stuff, there's truth in it. You know, you have to just keep believing. If you believe in a higher power, talk to that higher power. I believe that manifestation works. I think God and the universe are the same thing. Same.
Same.
So whether you pray to God or pray to the universe. I just feel like, just talk. Just talk. Say what you want and then go after it. Ask for the guidance for it and it shall come.
Oh, they love that
gosh,
one. They love that one.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Come on now. Stop.
Beautiful.
Stop it.
All right, 17. Well, here we are. We've made it to the end. Thank you again. No, be happy that it happened, right? I guess the last thing here for you, this right now, is slated to come out maybe like early mid-September.
Okay.
Ish. Somewhere around there. So let the people know what you've got coming up in the future and where they can find you, your work, or any of those things.
Okay, y'all. So it's your girl 17. Y'all can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at 17 Music, the number 7 EEN Music. Y'all can listen to my music on all streaming platforms under 17 7 EEN. I am working on a project right now, but in New Orleans, I will be throwing a show September 20th at Fonzarelli Family Studios. Come out and support. It'll be a networking event where you find like-minded people that enjoy creating and networking. So yeah, September 20th. In New Orleans.
Be there.
Be there or just be there.
There you go. There you go. Well, thank you again, 17, for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ash and crew for having me in the building.
That's my dog.
And once again, thank you to the people that are listening. That is going to do it for this episode of the Snooze Button Specials. Tune in next time where I'm going to have somebody sitting in 17 seat and I'm going to be annoying them with questions. Thank you. Have a good one.